G'day guys, and welcome to this second battle in the first war for Armageddon, my narrative apocalypse battle report series. I hope you're as excited as I am to get stuck into the absolutely monumental carnage that was the first war of Armageddon, told in a narrative battle report style. Today I was joined by Lockie from the Risky Rollers, who was the pilot for the Space Wolves and joined Imperial Defense Force as they went to war with the World Eaters over the soul of Armageddon itself. In this battle, we have some truly epic moments where characters are duking it out and dueling and having epic contests to see which of these two Space Marine legions, the heretics or the loyalists, is truly the masters of close combat fighting. So with that being said, we're going to jump straight into the video.
Look for the blood god.
G'day guys, and welcome to this first War of Armageddon narrative apocalypse battle report series. Today I've got Lockie from the Risky Rollers on.
Yeah, boy.
And we're going to be filming the second battle. So you've already seen the first strike where the Guard and the World Eaters clashed, and the World Eaters breached the Hive City and slaughtered the population. Today, we're going to be talking about the retaliation from the Imperials.
Oof. Yeah, so our Space Wolves are here today with a Guard contingent on the help as well, making sure we can clap back and maim as many of these heretical, demon, stupid, illegitimate boys as we can.
So it's the age-old rivalry, the Space Wolves and the World Eaters. They go back to the Horus Heresy days of having that sort of sibling rivalry between Angron and Russ.
100%.
So we're going to play that out on the tabletop here for you today. So let's kick off with the army showcases, and then we'll talk about the mission rules and basically how this epic conflict is going to play out.
Oof, it's going to be tight.
Alrighty guys, let's go through this absolutely apocalyptic chaos force that's going to spill blood on Armageddon in the name of Khorne. First up, we have our fearless leader, Angron. He's going to be leading these World Eaters into slaughter, and he's going to be doing absolutely massive amounts of carnage throughout this epic battle report series. And he's going to be leading, let's just go left to right. We've got 100 Khorne Berserkers, chain axes ready to go. We've got bolt pistols in there as well in case they're feeling like they're up for the firefight. We've got a whole bunch of different lords and characters among them. We've got Khan the Betrayer, Gorechild whirling. He's ready to get stuck into the melee, and he is supported by an entourage of different characters here. We've got Masters of Executions, we've got Dark Apostles, we've got Chaos Lords, we've got Possessed Lords, we've got all kinds of crazy guys there ready to lead those Berserkers into the battle. Then we've got 8, no shorter than 8, rhinos, and these are going to be used to deliver those Khorne Berserkers into the thick of battle so that they can get stuck into their opponents and do as much carnage as Khorne Berserkers were bred to do. We've got a Vindicator in there for good measure so that we can blast that siege cannon and hopefully do some damage to the enemy vehicles and things of the like. Then, just in case the rhinos weren't enough transport capacity to get these blood-soaked maniacs across the tabletop, we have 5 Chaos Land Raiders. That's right, 5 Land Raiders ready to be launching various troops across the battlefield and also laying down firepower with their Soul Shatter las cannons. That's going to be really exciting to see. But not all transport can happen from the ground. So we've got a bit of an aerial support element to the army today. So we've got 2 Charybdis Assault Claws. These are going to be dropping that alpha strike, delivering Berserkers into the heart, into the thick of the battle really early on in the piece. And then we have a Dreadclaw as well, Khan's personal Dreadclaw transport. He wants to be the first person to make planetfall in any conflict, and he wants to be the first one to spill blood on any world that the World Eaters invade. So Khan has his own personal Dreadclaw drop pod. And then we also have 2 Storm Eagle transports. These are going to be able to deliver those World Eaters behind enemy lines, deliver them into the thick of the battle. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a planetary invasion of an Astartes-based army without a Thunderhawk. It's got that big volcano cannon on the top. It's going to be blasting, vehicles into pieces whilst laying down las cannon, heavy bolter fire, and delivering just a plethora of blood-soaked maniacs into the thick of the battle. To support this aerial assault and make sure that enemy aircraft don't intervene too much, we have a couple of Helldrakes. They're going to be sort of running flanking missions and making sure that these crazy World Eaters are able to get into the thick of the battle via the aerial superiority. We've got a few other interesting elements here. We go into our war machines. So we've got a couple of Mauler Fiends there. We've got a Blood Slaughterer, and we have a Venom Crawler. This sort of little entourage of really close combat-oriented demon engines is led by a Lord Discordant on Hellstalker. So he's customized these various demon engines to suit his needs, and they roll around with him as a little nugget of just blood-soaked, demon-infused metal that's going to be absolutely crazy on the tabletop, and is something that strikes fear into the heart of these Imperial citizens. But they're not the prize of his demonic engine collection. The prize of his collection are the 3 greater brass scorpions. So these are the pinnacle of World Eaters, infusion with demon and machine, and it's going to be an absolute bloodbath when these guys are running around with their big siege claws, just ripping things apart whilst laying down firepower from their heavy cannons. Going to be real cool there. We've got a fallen Renegade Chaos Knight. He's there with his twin chainglaves, and he's going to be ripping things apart, just doing absolutely crazy amounts of damage, and proving that not all knights are noble in their, in their desires. This guy's going in, he's looking for blood, he's looking for carnage, and he's looking to destroy as opposed to uphold his chivalric oaths of the loyalists. Then we go into some more big demon engines, some really exciting guys here. We've got 2 Kaitans, or Lord of Skulls. So these guys, again, one of the prizes of that Lord Discordant's collection of demonically infused engines. These guys are laying down heavy firepower, and they're also going in with the biggest chain axes that World Eaters could imagine. They're going to be really interesting on the tabletop. But to round out that demon engine collection, we have a few demonically infused Decimators. So they're the last little bits and pieces of the Lord Discordant's demonically infused Astartes-based demon engines, and they've got their soul burner petards, and they're going to be ripping apart reality itself, doing some seriously crazy stuff. We also have some more subtly, less intentionally designed demon-infused Astartes in the form of 5 Hellbrutes. Now these guys are a bit of a side effect of what happens when you piss off a World Eater and strap him inside a machine, and instead of letting him die with his honor, you tell him you must keep on slaughtering. And the warp-infused chassis of that previously known as a Dreadnought becomes a Hellbrute, and he goes in and just goes absolutely crazy. The fuse of demon engine and marine and vehicle becomes an absolute maniac of fire frenzy on the tabletop. They're going to be really exciting. And then we have their more traditional Horus Heresy era counterparts in the Contemptor Dreadnoughts. Now these guys are a little bit less demonically infused and a little bit less insane. However, they are still World Eaters after all, so you've got to look out for them. They're going to be getting stuck in with their chain axes and doing what World Eaters do best. Their big brother is with them there. We have the Leviathan Dreadnought. He's got his butcher cannons, and he's got another nice big chain axe, as all World Eaters like to do so. We've got a couple of the old box Dreadnoughts behind him there. We've got these guys are a bit of a Juggernaut infusion, where they've taken the concept of the Hellbrute and they've mixed it up with some different components to make some really exciting little demon engines there. To round out the armored component of this crazy World Eaters army, we have 3 Predators. Now, they're going to be laying down fire support. Their main purpose is to pop open vehicles so that the Berserkers can go in and rip the occupants apart and spill their blood. We don't want any armor getting in the way of bloodshed, so these vehicles are there to do that. And of course, at the center of this magnificent World Eaters army, we have the gigantic and dominating presence of a Reaver-class Chaos Titan. He's got his big chain cannon, he's got his missile launchers, and then he's got a power fist capable of punching holes through siege walls. He's going to be doing massive amounts of damage, no doubt. And his void shields should hopefully keep him alive long enough that he can bring those guns to bear. In front of them, we have some Chaos Spawn. Now, these guys, you'll notice, are a bit of a fusion between Berserker, 8-bound, and Spawn. And basically, as you will know, the 8 cage is where Berserkers go if they want to be exalted into an 8-bound position. However, should they fail the trail of the 8 cage, the trials of the 8 cage, they will become a Chaos Spawn, and that's what has happened to these unfortunate souls today. Then in front of them, we've got some Bikers. Now, these guys are Berserkers that really don't want to even have to deal with walking into battle. They don't want to have to sit in the back of a Rhino on the way into battle. They want to get in there as fast as possible, so they've jumped on these bikes and they're flying up the table, ready to get stuck into that melee and do that damage early in the game. In front of them, we have 10 Red Butchers Terminators. Now, these guys are the pinnacle of World Eaters' sanity, as much as you can call it that, where they're strapped into armor, they're protecting themselves, they don't just want to throw themselves away like a lot of World Eaters do. These guys want to live so that they can spend as long as possible claiming as many skulls as possible for their chosen deity. Then, in front of them, we have the exciting newest addition to the World Eaters force. We have the 8-bound. So we've got 3 units there of 6 8-bound. These guys are ones who have entered the 8 cage and have survived. They've come out with the demonic infusion and the power of 8 bloodletters surging through their veins. They're going in and they're doing essentially what a normal possessed would do, but World Eaters style. But not only have we got those 3 units of 6 8-bound, we also have 3 units of 3 exalted 8-bound. Now, these are guys that have gone into the 8 cage and not only survived, but they've actually achieved victory over those demons, which has given them an even stronger sense and a stronger sense of, unity with those demons, and they're able to wield their power more effectively, making these guys absolutely terrifying monsters on the tabletop. Then we've got 2 units of 10 for a total of 20 Warp Talons. Now, these guys are World Eaters with jetpacks strapped onto them, and they've foregone any pretense of ranged warfare for twin lightning claws, and they are just going in there. They're not even trying to claim skulls. They just want to rip things apart. Their goal is to go in Wolverine style and just hack and slash and spill blood everywhere that they can, with no intent of leaving anything left behind them except for a trail of blood. And they want to do it as fast as possible, hence the jetpacks there. And they also have a small amount of demonic infusion in them as well, just to make sure that they go in there properly blood-soaked and properly thirsty for blood. What else have we got here? So now, the very last part of our mortals is we've got a few units of jackals down there. Their primary purpose is going around and collecting the skulls that have been spilled and claimed by the World Eaters. They're trying to earn their favor. They're trying to get themselves into the Astartes ranks. They're trying to get themselves demonic favor, and the way that they do that is they go around and they collect the skulls that have been claimed by the World Eaters. Then we've got a few units of your traditional Chaos Space Marine possessed. These guys are not quite the 8-bound, but they are still World Eaters and they are still possessed, so they're going to be doing serious amounts of damage and spilling a lot of blood for Khorne. We got a Dark Apostle up there. We've got a few Demonic Heralds, some Blood Masters and the such, and they are leading the demonic component of today's army. So we've got, I believe it's 7 units of 10 Bloodletters over here. These guys are the battle line of the World Eaters' demonic attachment. So these guys are going in, they're killing, they're tearing reality apart and emerging through these demonic rifts in the warp and in reality. and they're basically going in there. They're claiming skulls, and they're in competition, direct competition with the mortals. So even though they share the same goal, they're both racing to see who can achieve it faster. Is it something the mortals are going to excel at, or is this something that is better left for the direct demonic, manifestation of Khorne's will? We've also got down here a whole bunch of flesh hounds. There's like 40 of them there. And these guys are the scouts. They're the front line of the demonic incursion. You'll know that the demonic incursion is about to get really insane when the flesh hounds arrive. And they're also Khorne's dedicated hunters that will smell out enemy psykers. They're there to sift through the warp, find the enemy psykers, and that's where they strike. Because Khorne hates that cowardly wizardry. He's all about brute strength and honor in combat. And the flesh hounds pinpoint their targets and make sure that the World Eaters are able to come in full force and hunt down anybody using magic instead of using their honor and their will. We've got some demon princes in here. We've got some of these are ex-Astartes demon princes that have ascended to the ranks through deeds performed as a World Eater, and then some of them are more demonic based. Perhaps they were previously jackals that have ascended into those ranks, or other high-ranking mortals that have become demon princes. However, they were non-Astartes. So as you can see, they haven't got the power armor and the like, and they haven't got the wings, so they're not fully ascended to the same level. But nonetheless, they're going in and doing serious amounts of damage and spilling blood in favor of Khorne. Then we have a cavalry component. Now, this is something that the World Eaters forces use as a bit of a spear tip, particularly when they've got that heavy demonic incursion. And this is a bit of a hybrid between the World Eaters and the demons, where we've got things like the Lord Invocatus, and we've got a few different Khorne lords on juggernauts. And this is sort of symbolizing the unity between the World Eaters and their demonic allies, where their demonic allies have gifted the mount of a juggernaut to a mortal to symbolize the unity in these forces. And these Lord Invocatus and Chaos Lords on juggernauts are leading an armada of juggernaut-mounted bloodletters, also known as blood crushers, and they're basically going in there again to stab, slash, hack their way through the enemy lines and charge in, ramming speed, stamping their way through everything as a stampede of blood and gore. They are supported by a few skull cannons. Now, this is a demon engine unit that has a cannon that fires piping hot skulls dripping in blood at the enemy. So as we claim their skulls and as those skulls are collected, they are fired back at you to not only do massive amounts of damage, but also destroy the enemy morale. When your best mate's skull has just been fired at you like a weapon, it's pretty hard to continue fighting, and that's what these skull cannons are all about. They also have the Juggernaut mount, so they're going to be doing charges, they're going to be damaging things with their trampling feet, and just generally being an absolute menace to deal with. We've also got 3 of the Soul Grinders. Now, these are Soul Grinders dedicated to Khorne. This is where basically a Bloodthirster gets banished to the warp, and he's so impatient that he doesn't want to wait for his full form to rematerialize. So he basically makes a bargain with the Lord of the Forges and bargains to have his remaining manifestation bound to the carapace of a demon engine. So he's half demon engine, half Bloodthirster, so that he can get back into the battle sooner than he otherwise would. And then should he claim enough skulls and build up enough power and favor, he will then get his full form back. So we've got 3 of those guys. Really cool models. I love these guys. But I don't love them quite as much as a traditional Bloodthirster. You can't really, because Bloodthirsters are one of the greatest models in the Warhammer 40k collection, and that's why I have 9 of them in today's battle. So as you can see, we've got Scarbrand up the front here. He's the defamed Bloodthirster who was so crazily angry one day that he decided to actually take a shot at Khorne himself. And Khorne was not too happy, as you could imagine, so he yeeted Scarbrand across the planet that they were on, across the demon world. Scarbrand did a bunch of laps of the planet, finally crashing, shredding his wings to pieces, and instead of allowing him to repair and re-manifest like a normal Bloodthirster, Khorne said, no, you need to wear those wings as a badge of shame, and you need to wear those scars. You are branded with them, and you will not manifest again until I say so. So he's in Khorne's naughty books, And he's here today to try to regain that honor by killing as many of these Imperials as he possibly can to show Khorne that he is worthy of that spot at Khorne's side. What else have we got here? We've got a whole bunch of Bloodthirsters. So we've got 9 in total. You'll see there's an array of different characters in here with different weapon loadouts. Each one of these is a leader of an entire army in his own right. However, for the purposes of invading Armageddon and getting the job done, they have decided to put their differences aside. They're going to follow Angron into battle and operate like his personal bodyguard, his personal entourage, and they are going to assist this favored member of Khorne's legions and make sure that they're doing massive amounts of damage. These guys are going to come into massive, handy positions in these battles when it comes down to taking those big targets. There's only so much you can do with a chain axe. However, with a great axe of Khorne, a demonic infused, imbued weapon, you can shred through tanks and those bigger targets like they are butter. Then we've got Angrath himself. Now this is Khorne's biggest and strongest general. He's not necessarily the smartest or the best leader, but he is an absolute bully, and he's one of the ones that Khorne sends in when he just needs the job done. He's a big bad guy on the tabletop, and he does immense amounts of damage in favor of Khorne, and it's going to be really exciting to see what he can do into the various armies we have arraigned in this battle report. And last, but absolutely not least, we have Be'lakor. Now, you might be thinking, why is Be'lakor in a full Khorne-themed army? And because Be'lakor himself is actually unmarked. He's dedicated to all 4 Chaos Gods simultaneously. However, that's a very difficult position to be in because you have 4 different bosses that you need to impress. And in this instance, Be'lakor has joined the battle because he's trying to remind Khorne that he is worthy of Khorne's favor and that he can assist Khorne when Khorne needs something done. And that's what's happening in today's battle, is Khorne has decided that there is something that desperately needs to be done, and that is that Armageddon must fall. And that's what we're here to do today. So that's the totality of the World Eaters and Khorne Demons forces that are going to be engaging in battle on Armageddon. So yeah, let's get stuck into the other armies for today's battle.
G'day everyone, Lockie from Risky Rollers here, and today I'm here to talk to you about the beautiful Space Wolves taking place in the first Battle of Armageddon on Dean's beautiful channel here. We are going to smash everything and it's going to be brutal. It's amazing. So we have quite a selection of things in front of us, as you can see, which is also quite rare because we have an armored convoy, which is a little bit different for Space Marines. However, they're going to bring the pain. So we'll just run through each unit and how they're going to function throughout the game. So first things first, we're going to start over on my right, your left-hand side. We've got 3 beautiful units of Blood Claws, 10-man units, all with their crazy chainswords and bolt pistols and all sorts of cutty goodness. And along with them are 3 drop pods to drop them into the action and slay away. Moving along down, starting the armored convoy, which is absolutely amazing. We have a Predator Annihilator. You don't see much these days, but in 10th, it's going to be awesome. So nothing better than las cannons, and getting that great fire support is also very handy when you're on ridges and needing to cut them down. It's great. Moving along, we have our first of 2 Land Raiders, standard Land Raider. It's really good now with their new rules in 10th, being able to get out and charge. So it's going to be really tasty. Showcasing that is going to be amazing. Moving into the middle, we have a beautiful Stormfang gunship with a beautiful frost cannon in the middle. We're going to be flying around, zipping and zapping, and hopefully taking out lots of demons and all sorts of bits and pieces along the way. It's going to be great. And then on the final section of the back end of this armored combo, we have yet again another Land Raider doing the same goodness, getting Wolfen and Terminators and all sorts of stuff into the action. And then finally, we have ourselves a little itty bitty baby Whirlwind to get some long range fire support, helping the boys out. Again, moving along this last ring, we have 2 Land Speeder Typhoons. I really like these, especially with the data sheets now that we have in 10th form. Being able to rain missiles on and being zippy and fast is always a good attribute to have. So that's going to be tasty. The Dreadnought section. So this is where the pain comes. This is the pain for the chaos. So first we have the one, the only, the 10,000-year-old, well, at this point in time, he's not 10,000 years old, but he's old. Bjorn the Fell-Handed, beautiful, there with his assault cannon and his beautiful frost claws to come in and just maim. He's so angry, he got woken up, he's pissed. And then behind Bjorn is a Contempt Dread, equipped with a beautiful plasma cannon and also the big old claws as well. And then rounding out the Dreadnought Talon is a Venerable Dread with las cannon and chain fist. Moving up into the second ring of our beautiful Space Force army, we have a big old block of 30 Terminators. They're all kitted out variously throughout, and you'll see that stuff in the game as it happens. But they're going to be chopping around, deep striking, coming in land raiders. It's going to be gross. They're very strong. Moving into the middle here now into our second ring of the armored convoy. We have a Razorback with double las. Again, more fire, more guns. The bigger the guns, the better it is. In the middle, we also have a Vindicator. These we haven't seen for a very long time. So this is going to be, again, serving a similar purpose to the Predator, sitting at the backfield, punching out big old cannons, demolishing everything around them. In the middle here, we have a standalone Rhino. Rhino is going to be transporting the good old blood claws and little itty bitty boys, getting them to where they need to be so they can wreck face as quick as possible. We all know what Rhinos do, and they are great. And then rounding out the second part of it is pretty much exactly identical. We have another Vindicator and then another Razorback. With those two Razorbacks are 2 units of Long Fangs. They need help. They need help getting around, slugging those big guns. So having Razorbacks just add into more of those big guns for more damage and more disgusting death to come, which is great. Moving over into my right, again, your left side of the board, we have a little Primaris side of the Space Wolves detachment here. So these guys were obviously let early out by call, just as a tester to see how good they actually were, see if they're battle ready or not. But I think they're going to be battle ready. So we have a 5-man unit of Hellblasters and then a itty bitty 3-man unit of Aggressors. With Aggressors changed to data sheets in 10th, they are going to be good. Nice durability there, so we'll see how they go. In front of them, back again on the same side, we have our first unit of Fenrisian Wolves. Now, these are going to be used purely as scouting. You know, they're laying the land. They're laying the land to see what's happening, see what's going on with the corn and the demons and the ugh and the gross, to let everyone know they're howling back to the boys, telling them what's what. So they're going to be good. Coming into the middle here, we have 2 units of Thunderwolf Cavalry. After the Wolves have told them what to do, they're just going to run in, eat, chomp, and destroy. They're such sick models. Space Marines riding dogs, that's just nothing better. Moving over to my left, your right-hand side of the board, we have 2 units of Wolfen. Now, depending on how we go in the game, Wolfen might be in Land Raiders, Terminators might be in Land Raiders. We'll see how we go, depending on what is most strategically viable for the Wolves to take advantage of. But a mixture of Frost Claws, Great Axes, Thunder Hammers, all the good stuff. Do the damage, kill everyone. And then finally, up in that top left-hand corner, your right-hand corner, here's another unit of Fenrisian Wolves, doing the same old things, howling away and telling everyone what's what. Now, the main piece of this and leading it, telling everyone where to do and what to go and all that sort of stuff, yes, I said that wrong, whatever, is our command detachment in the middle. We have Canis Wolfbane in the middle. He's going to be leading these Thunderwolf Cav with his double lightning claws and shredding face because he's an angry boy. And then on the left hand, going from left to right, your right to left, will be Niall Stormcaller. You know, they're against it, but at the same time, they're not against it. They love that psychic stuff. Going to be calling down some crazy storms for Odin himself, slaying down everyone. Then we have 2 Wolf Lord Terminators, just for some extra support for the main characters. And then in the middle towards the right-hand side is another rune priest there to back up Niall just in case things go a bit pear-shaped and the demons infect his brain, you know. Need to be supporting there. And then finally, probably the big one, it's the old model, not the new one, but, oh my God, I blanked on his name. Ragnar, thank you. Ragnar Blackbane. Here to slay some Khorne. He's all about slaying Khorne. He's all about slaying demons. He's going to jump in and probably just eye up Angron straight off the bat and go, let's go, buddy. Let's go. Bring on Bloodthirster, take its head, and take it back to Logan when he finds him. So this is the current section of this. Sorry, this is the entire army that we're going to be running in the Battle of Armageddon, and it's gonna wreck some face. So be sure to tune in to the battle and make sure you see the Space Wolves kill everything.
Alrighty guys, the mission that we're going to be doing today is nice and simple. We all know that the World Eaters and the Space Wolves have epic combat characters. They're all about those heroic epic deeds and those epic slaughtering for the blood gods. So what we're going to do is whichever one of us has one of our characters slay more of the opponent's characters will win the game. So essentially,
it's a character off.
It's a character off.
Yeah.
So every time a character slays another character, that player earns a victory point.
Nice.
That's essentially what we're working with. And that's going to really determine which person gets the advantage in this battle. And in order to facilitate that, one of the mission special rules that we're doing is that the heroic challenge stratagem costs 0 CP and can be used multiple times in a single phase.
Yeah.
So we're really going to see some of those situations where those Space Wolves characters are going to charge in and just be like, challenge there, challenge there, challenge there, and the slaughter is going to begin. It's going to be fucking epic.
We want as much carnage as possible, and this is the best way to do it without changing too much of the structured 10th edition rules.
Yeah. And then as for the individual armies, we've given both armies a unique rule to make this game a little bit more epic and a little bit more interesting. So the army rule that we've given for the World Eaters is that we can move a transport and then we can disembark, move and charge.
Yep.
And that's just going to allow these World Eaters, the Berserkers and whatnot, to cover the epic expanse of this battlefield in front of us. So that's going to make sure that we're able to retaliate to whatever the Space Wolves and the Imperial Guard contingent can throw at us.
Yeah, and the Space Wolf rule for this game is going to be going with the theme of the ambush style system that we have laid out in this narrative game, that we can come on the Space Wolves units. As long as we're wholly within 6 of the battlefield edge, there is no limitations to what World Eater units are within range of that. So if they're 3 inches, 4 inches, we're not using that standard 9-inch limitation.
Yeah. Because in a game this size, the board is going to be flooded with models.
Yeah.
If he wasn't able to come on within 9 inches of enemy models, he wouldn't be able to come on.
Yeah.
So we're basically saying he can come on from the table edge and the restrictions of my models don't matter.
Yep.
Which is going to make for epic ambushes when we've got Thunderwolf cavalry coming on from that table edge and getting stuck into combat.
Crazy carnage, that's what we want.
Yeah. So it's going to be pretty epic. There's going to be some pretty big models and some pretty big characters going in there and having those epic duels. Yeah, so with that being said, we're going to start doing our deployment, and yeah, we'll be right back.
All right, Dean, deployment's done. What do you got?
All right, so this World Eaters convoy is carrying all the blood and skulls from their previous conquest over the Imperial Guard to the next destination. So what we've got is we've got 5 Land Raiders running up the guts of this epic convoy, each of which has got either Terminators, 8-bound, Exalted 8-bound, or Berserkers inside it, and a fuck ton of characters inside as well. So a real interesting little convoy of vehicles there. And then running down the sides, we have 8 Rhinos with more Berserkers inside. So there's 100 Berserkers in this list, and then there's also a ton of 8-bound and a ton of Terminators, all inside these transports. And then basically, to flank the convoy, we've got a couple of Lord of Skulls in the middle here, a couple of Khitan demon engines on the side here. We've got 3 brass Scorpions performing sort of a flanking, blocking kind of maneuver on the sides there, so that should anything try to ambush this convoy, we have a response ready. And then we've got Forge Fiends down the back, some Predators, and some Vindicator as well, providing that sort of fire support so that should anything come nearby, we have a ranged response as well as a melee response. And then running alongside this epic convoy, we have 4 Hellbrutes, so there's 2 on this side, 2 on that side. We've got 3 Contemptor Dreadnoughts and a Leviathan Dreadnought there, all done in the World Eaters style, running up the front. And then at the very front, the very vanguard of this convoy, we have Mauler Fiends and some Berserkers on bikes. So we've also got the 2 Helldrakes at the back here. I forgot about those. They're there to provide aerial protection should anybody try to attack this convoy from the air. So it's everything is mounted, everything is on the tracks or on wheels, or bounding forward in big leaps with their Mauler Fiend style fists. And it's all charging to the next destination. However, we'll see. There's, as you can see, there's some nice open areas of the table over here, and we'll see what the Imperial response to this convoy is going to look like. So we'll jump over into Lockie's deployment, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, Lockie. Imperial Guard deployment, what's up?
Oof. We've come over these hills and we are here to smash this little convoy. I say little, it's not very little, it's a little bit big, with our bucket load of big guns that the Imperial Guard has behind it. So coming over on this right hand side at the start, we have the Stormhammer here, beautiful Forge World model, looking to put some big old tank shots and a bucket load of las cannons into anything right in front of us. Moving over, our next super heavy behind here is the Hellhammer. This is normally in the vanguard, which is why it's right up the front. 8 heavy flamers looking to melt some beautiful heretics all out of existence. In front of these beautiful tanks, we have 2 Lehman Russ Punishers and also 2 standard Lehman Russes, just making sure that, you need to weather that fire a little bit at the front. Then over on the far right hand side, we just have 4 Sentinels there. They're going to be some cannon fodder. We know they are. They're going to leap in and try and nuke some stuff. And then we have another one over on this side. Now moving over into the other side, this is our second part of our pincer maneuver, hopefully to weather the storm a little bit more while we wait for the beautiful Space Wolves to come in and nuke the rest of this World Eaters force. We have a big block of Bulgarin right there looking to weather any mooks that might want to come out, any Khorne Berserkers or any chaff that want to get out of this big old convoy. And then directly behind them, we have 2 Demolisher Lehman Russes, pumping those big old cannons into anything and everything, really. Then moving over into the front side of that as well is 2 Lehman Russ Executioners, eyeing up this Helldrake and anything else that wants to come out. Yet again, we want to get a bit on this back line, stop their shooting from taking out our shooting. You know how it works. The last 2 super heavies in this pincer movement is a single Baneblade. It's the standard Baneblade. It's the best one. You all love it. You know it's amazing. A lot of DACA coming out of that. And then right next to that is the Stormlord with its Vulcan Mega Bolter right in the middle, looking to pump out those, I think it's 80 mil cannons or whatever it is. Just big bolt gun shots into anything that comes too close. And then bringing up the rear, you can't have a pincer maneuver without something coming up the rear, is the Malcarius Vulcan heavy tank, also with its Vulcan Mega Bolters on the top, and then 3 Hellhounds coming up fast and quickly into the rear of this convoy, hoping to melt some heretics, send them back to the abyss. We don't want none of that. For the Emperor, let's kill these guys and send them back home packing.
Alrighty guys, these World Eaters convoy is about to get dunked on by some guard. Let's do a roll to see who gets first turn, that critical roll.
Here we go.
Oh.
No.
So World Eater's rolling a 1, Guard rolling a 6.
Couldn't ask for anything better than that.
Well, good luck, my friend.
Yeah.
And let's get stuck into it. Alrighty, Imperial Guard, turn 1, movement phase. What's going on, Lockie?
Alrighty, so starting over on this far side, we have moved up with these Sentinels, eyeing off those bikes over there. We want to make sure the Plink Fire does work. We have just pushed up with our Hellhammer here to get within flamer range. We've also stayed still with the Stormhammer, making sure that we can pop some transports, eyeing up so that the Punishers can lay waste to some infantry as they come out. Everything essentially is just moved in a way so we can get all lines of fire onto everything. Moving over onto the far side over there, the Bullgren have just crept up as close as they can to make sure that anything that does come out is not going to touch any tanks. And then both super heavies have just spread over either side, making sure they can see any and everything they want to. Bringing up the rear guard as well, the Malcarius and the Hellhounds have just get really, really close. We want to make sure that the Flamers can do as much damage as possible. And then finally, those Lehman Russ Executioners are just, I think they're eyeing off that bird right there. We need that bird down.
Not my bird.
Nah, no magpies up in here. We've got to get rid of them. So we'll be back after we nuke some stuff and see what dies.
You just gave me the vivid image of a Helldrake like swooping and like pecking at some cunt's head.
Yeah, 100%. And then they just turn the turret.
Nice. All right, let's roll out some shooting. Very lucky. Brutal shooting phase.
Oh yeah, it was pretty tasty.
Break it down for us.
Alrighty, so starting over here, basically these two Lehman Russes and which one was it? This Hellhound, Hellhammer, sorry, get it right, nuked 2 transports.
Yep,
and then
rhinos.
2 of the rhinos. We've got to get to those. We've got to get to those characters. That's our win condition. So we have to get the characters to come out. So that is the main focus. And then as they popped out, the Punishers and the Sentinels didn't do the best. Only killed about half of this unit and then a couple more of this other Berserker unit, but we're saving the Baneblade, or the modified Baneblade rules that we're going to use on this for the Brass Scorpion in a second, once we've resolved what happened everywhere else that you'll get to see on camera. So over in the far corner, the 2 Demolisher Cannons and the Baneblade did take out the Brass Scorpion that has a big gaping hole in the convoy. And then over here, the Plasma Executioners and the Stormlord did nuke 2 transports and also killed a full unit of Berserkers. So that was spicy. Really loved that.
However, you did get the Master of Executions in that unit did die to shooting and therefore doesn't satisfy the victory conditions.
That's
it needs
true.
To be in glorious combat.
Yeah, which does suck. But hey, we've got plenty of time for that coming later. The Malcarius Vulcan also helped with that there. And then finally, the 3 Hellhounds did manage to, down to 1 last wound, kick off the Helldrake with their beautiful flamers. So that was pretty tasty. Now, let's roll some dice. So we're going to put everything from this. So the modified rules for this is it's still a Baneblade, everything else is normal. So it's Baneblade cannon on the top, Demolisher cannon in the middle, and the 7 las cannons. So everything is going to be firing into the Demolisher cannon. Into the Demolisher cannon, into the Brass Scorpion. So first thing, Demolisher cannon, D6 plus 3. It's going to be 5. I have 5 here. 5. Right, so that's 3 hits. It's strength 14.
So 3s to wound.
3 wound. Cool, that's 3 wounds.
Yep.
Minus 3, D6 damage.
5 up invulnerable save on the Scorpion there. Oh, a couple 6s in there.
D6 for 4.
So that's 4 damage so far.
4 damage so far. Then we have 7 las cannons. So these should be...
I fucking love this tank. The way it's got the broadside las cannons on it. It's very cool.
And it's very sleek. It's very sleek and nice. All right, 7 las cannons. Here we go. It's okay. It's okay. 4. All right, 3s.
4s.
No, 4s. 4s. 2.
5 up invulnerable saves. Both fail, so it's going to be 2d6 plus 2 total. So that's, what's that?
That's 8.
Yeah, 6, 7, 8. So
7.
you took, what, 4 and now 8?
Yep.
So it's taking 12.
12, and then...
You got him halfway.
Yep. And then finally the Baneblade Cannon, the big one, 3d6 for 10.
Not a horrible roll, not a horrible roll.
It's okay for me, it's okay. 3s again.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
No, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. That's it. Sorry, fours. Fours to hit, fours to hit, fours to hit. Strength 12, 3 to wound.
That's
4.
a wound roll.
4, neg 2.
So these will be 5 up as well, of which I passed 2.
So 3 damage each.
So that's 6 damage done. So I believe he's got 6 wounds left.
Oh.
But you have still got you've still got the sentinels, I think, to shoot.
No, sorry,
they
Sentinel shot bikes.
They shot bikes.
Oh, so we had a little bit of a whiffy there.
Yeah, unfortunate.
That's
so Brass Scorpion, you've successfully pissed him off.
That's very annoying. I'm going to weather that pretty heavily in the World Eater's next turn.
Yeah, that Brass Scorpion is looking at that tank like, you done fucked up, son.
Yeah, pretty bad. So yeah, we'll be back with.
We've got. We'll do a charge with the.
Oh, we
Bullgren.
charge.
You want to charge me with the Bullgren over there?
Of course.
I assume you just want to charge these Hellbrutes.
Yes. Let's get.
Generally ill-advised to get in combat with the Khitan.
No, yeah, that's pretty bad. So let's just see what we get on this one. Oh yeah, they're definitely in there.
10-inch charge.
Big old
so
10.
yep, we'll wrap them in. We'll resolve that combat, and we'll get back to you guys.
Oof.
Alrighty, so we've got the fight phase here for the guard. We had the Bullgren make a nice big charge in here. They successfully killed the 2 Hellbrutes. However, they were heroically intervened on by this Khitan.
Yes.
So we're going to resolve that out now. So we figured it's 5 attacks from the Khitan with his strikes.
Yep.
See if we can kill some Bullgren. So we're hitting on 3s, of which we roll 3 hits, which is, yeah, it's fine. Wounding on 2s.
Yeah.
So that's 3 wounds.
Okay. And
And
then
3 4-up invulnerable saves on those slab shields, of which you passed all of them.
okay.
So that's interesting. The Khitan just did exactly nothing.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to be stuck in that combat for some time now. But it is what it is. So
well, you know, we whiffed here, and we succeeded over there. So it's a little victories. That's all you got to take.
all right, we'll jump into the World Eaters turn 1, and we'll see what this convoy can do in response.
Yes. All right, Dean, what have the World Eaters done?
Well, we're hitting back hard because that was a relatively brutal shooting phase from the guard. However, I think they made the critical mistake of coming too close to the World Eaters. So finish the movement. We're going to jump into shooting in a second, but basically over here we've had the Blacks and the Mauler Fiends. They've moved up to deal with these Sentinels. The Contemptor Dreadnoughts, they're going to come up here and try to get stuck into some Lehman Russ. It's a decent charge, but we'll see how we go. This pissed off Brass Scorpion is going to seek vengeance on that Baneblade, whatever the actual thing was. The Stormhammer. Whatever. This Khitan is going to come in and try to strike into the heart of this Hellhammer, thank you. Helldrake's flown over here. He's going to try and sort of get some fire into these guys. There's no infantry on the table yet, so his flame is not going to do a great deal of damage, but you know, he likes to get involved anyway. These Berserkers, the ones that disembarked from the transport, they got a decent Blood Surge move the last turn, and now they're coming in to hopefully chip away at some Sentinels. The Vindicator, Predator, and Land Raider have all moved up this way so that they can do some supporting fire and hopefully pop some of these tanks so that we don't have to weather another savage shooting phase from the guard. Forge Fiends have moved across. They're going to put some firepower down this side of the table. Brass Scorpion's moved up. He's going to rip these Hellhounds to shreds. We had some Exalted 8-bound disembark from this Land Raider after it moved, as per the special rules for this mission. Lockie did do Overwatch with it, but didn't do any damage. He failed to kill any of them, so we've got a couple wounds on one of those, but that is what it is. And they're hoping to get stuck into these Russes. We've got the Berserkers have moved up. Again, they've got a decent Blood Surge move, so they're going to go in. At the very least, they're going to try and tie up those Russes. Lord of Skulls, Land Raiders have moved up to draw line of sight and bring their heavy guns to bear. We've had some regular 8-bound disembark from that Land Raider, and the Kaitan has made a fallback move, which is very unworld eaters of him, but we witnessed just how useless he is when trying to kill Bulgrin because of those 4-up invulnerable staves. He needs to hit something nice and chunky with his big axe. So he's fallen back for now. He won't be able to make a charge, but he'll be there next turn, hopefully being able to do that damage. And then we've had 20 Berserkers with 2 Masters of Executions disembark from those 2 Rhinos, and they're going to go in and hopefully clean up those Bulgrin. And with any luck, they're going to be able to assassinate that Commissar, scoring me 1 victory point for the assassinating character's mission. Other than that, the Lord Discordant and his pet brass Blood Slaughterer have moved up, as has the Venom Crawler. So we're going to try and make some really long bomb charges there, and we'll see what happens. Before we get into the shooting phase, though, what we're going to do is we're going to roll out the Lord of Skulls shooting for you guys on camera, and then we'll do the rest off camera, because otherwise this will be a 7-hour video. So he's going to shoot his... he's got the Demon Gore and the Skull Hurler. So we've got D6 shots on one of these, which we roll a 5, so it's not a bad start. He's going to be hitting on 3s, and he's going to be targeting the Storm Lord.
Correct. See, it's not just me. It's hard, right?
I should get a victory point every time I get the name of a unit right.
100%.
There's so many. So we're hitting on 3s. That's not a bad roll. And then we're going to be winning on 3s. That's not too bad. And I believe these are AP4. One of the guns is AP3, the other one's AP4. I think this one's the AP4 one.
6s.
So nothing saved. And then these are D6 plus 2 damage each. So that is 11 plus 4. So that's 15 damage taken from that gun. Pretty spicy.
It's pretty tasty.
And then he's got 2 D6 shots from his other gun. And there it is. 2 1. Yeah. And then these are hitting on 3s. Both hit. Wounding on 3s. 1 wound. This one's AP3.
5s.
No,
nope.
And that's flat 3 damage.
Ugh.
So it's a total of 18 damage dealt in shooting by the single Lord of Skulls. And now we're going to be able to very easily pick this guy up with the various Predators, Land Raiders, Las Cannons, Heavy Bolters. There's actually a surprisingly large amount of shooting in this World Eaters list. So we'll resolve that off camera, and we'll let you know how the rest of the shooting phase went.
Nice. All right, Dean, how was your shooting phase?
It was absolutely brutal. This World Eaters list packs a surprising amount of guns. So let's just go, I guess we'll start over here. Between some combined shooting from the Contemptor Dreads, the Land Raiders, etc., we killed one of the Rusts that was here, and we put a fair bit of damage on this guy. Then over here, with the combined shooting of the Land Raider, the Vindicator, the Predator here, and the Lord of Skulls, we killed 2 Russes and a couple of Sentinels. We've done some pretty heavy damage on this flank. Coming across this side, this is where it got really spicy. So combined shooting from the 3 Forge Fiends, the Land Raider, we killed 2 of the Hellhounds and the Macarius Vulcan. So we popped those. And then we put some chip damage also on this Eradicator. We've done some wounds to him just to soften him up for the Berserkers on the charge. We saw the Lord of Skulls fire into the big tank over here and nearly killed it, and then we've just picked it off with the Predator as well. So we did an extra couple of las cannons, popped that tank. And then across over to this side, not a massive amount of shooting here. We did some chip damage to this front Demolisher so that the 8-bound can go in and finish that off. So really the only things that we haven't done any damage to yet is this big lad and this guy here, but we're hoping to make some charges to sort that sort of stuff out. So let's roll some charges now for you guys on camera, and then we'll get into resolving the combat separately. So we've got this, what's he called? Venom Crawler trying to get into the Demolisher.
Yeah.
He probably only needs like a 4 or 5 inch charge. 6 inches will easily do it.
Yep.
He's in. He'll go like that to try and allow this. It's probably like a ridiculously long charge.
That looks like an 11.
I've rolled 11s before. Oh, no.
Not with a 1.
Oh, that was actually 2 1s, but yeah. It is. Let's see whether I get boxcars on the Disco Lord. No. These Berserkers, they'll all more or less automatically make it in.
Yep.
So will these Berserkers. Would roll these 8-bound. Snake Eyes would probably fail. But a 3, I reckon a 3 is going to do it just.
Just.
So that was very, very close. So they're moving forward. They're 3 inches with their charge. But their pile-ins will get them to activate. No bother rolling there. This Brass Scorpion's pretty much sitting on top of this Hellhound, so we don't need to roll that.
That's happening.
That's happening. We've got this Master of Executions and his 3 Berserkers going into this unit of Sentinels. 6 inches will make that in. And then these guys are going to automatically make it in. This Helldrake might as well touch that guy's bum. Boop.
Good bit of bum fun.
Then we've got, obviously, all of these Mauler Fiends are automatically in, so he's going to go to there. This guy is going to go 6 inches to there.
Yes.
That last Mauler Fiend can't play today. Then we've got this one here, which I think is probably going to be like a, I don't know, like a 10. I don't have my tape measure on me. Where is it?
You should maybe get it.
Should do.
Yeah. I think it's at minimum a 9.
We're looking at... Oh, he guessed it on the nose. I need to roll an 8, so he's just within 9 inches, so that's a 7. I might actually use my... Actually, I'm going to save the CP because this guy, he desperately needs to make it, and if I roll less than a 6... Well, he's within 6, so I need to roll a 5. If I fail that, I'll be real upset. He'll do both because he might side slam in.
Yep.
So 9, so that's plenty enough. So he's just going to go in there, tag both.
Yep.
Then this Kaitan into this big old tank.
Hellhammer.
That's a 9-inch charge. He's just going to go in.
Dong 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 dong.
There.
What's the noise that the Kaitan makes when he stomps in?
I think you did it pretty well. Dong 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 dong.
Yeah.
What else have we got? I guess we could try for this guy. He's going to need to roll a 10. There it is, an 11-inch charge.
No, that's what you want.
He's going to go in there. And then that guy, he's out of 12, so he can't declare a charge. So, any other charges to make? No, I'll do the rest of the movement on those ones that were so close we didn't need to roll it. And then we'll start resolving some combats. We'll be right back.
Ooh. All right, Dean, how was the charges?
So the charges were all relatively successful. We're going to roll a couple of the combats out on camera now, and then we'll resolve the rest off camera.
Cool.
So I think the first thing we all want to see is the vengeance of that Brass Scorpion going into this tank. So the tank is already wounded, so it's got 12 wounds left.
Yeah.
Brass Scorpion's going in with his 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. 7 attacks, right? Yes, because he gets +1 attack from being a World Eater.
Correct.
So that's a really good roll, only a single miss. Then he's going to be wounding you on 3s. Ooshed. Ones. Then you're going to get 5 up saves, my sir.
Ooh.
You passed 1, but you failed 2.
Oh, good thing it's flat 6 damage.
So it's perfect to kill that thing on the nose. Do you want to roll to see if it explodes?
Oh, of course. Definitely.
That could be a spicy explosion.
Oh.
Lucky. So that's cool. The other thing that we wanted to resolve was an epic challenge here with the old Master of Executions. So he goes in with 6 attacks. Now this is not the one with the Berserker Glaive. This is not the fully buffed up enhanced version.
Yep.
But I still think he's got more than enough to get through a single commissar.
You'd hope so.
So he's going to be hitting you on 2s with rerolls. And God, I wish I'd picked sustained hits this turn. And then we're going to be 2s. Winning on 2s, but we do get devastating on 6s. So I'm going to... I think he's already dead. He's only got 4 wounds, right?
Yeah.
But even then...
If that, I think he's actually only got 3.
Yeah, so cool. You got to make 3 saves. And
I mean, he's already dead, right?
I'm pretty sure
flat damage 3?
How dead is he? He took another 2, so that'd be 8 damage.
Yeah.
So...
No, buddy!
So that is the first assassination, the first victory points on the scoreboard for the World Eaters. However, a lot of my characters are relatively exposed. We're going to resolve a few more combats off camera, and we'll give you a summary at the end.
Cool.
Yes, that was a freaking brutal combat phase. So, over here, we got our vengeance on the Baneblade. We took that out. We also took out the second Bane Hammer, or whatever it's called.
Hellhammer.
Hellhammer. We took out Sentinels, we took out more Sentinels, and we did heavy damage to this last remaining Russ. So we've done some pretty good stuff over here. We've almost cleared this flank of the Guard. Then over here we took out the Hellhound with the Scorpion. We took out both of the wounded Russ there and the full Russ there. Exalted 8-pounder, it's just absolutely brutal. Strength 14, high AP, a ton of attacks. They're just really effective at killing tanks. And then over here we also took out, with the regular 8-pound, we took out this wounded Russ. And then that, what's him called? Venom Claw.
Yep.
He did some damage to that last remaining Russ there. So we've done pretty heavy damage on this side, not as much as on that flank. Oh, we also took out almost all of the Bullgrins.
Oh, yep.
I used the stratagem for +1 to wound against units that have characters over there. And that allowed those Berserkers to actually do pretty heavy damage, even though they are, not the most effective melee unit. But when you put 20 of them into something and you funnel some CP in, they do some pretty serious damage. So we've nearly cleared the board of Guard. However, the Space Wolves are coming, and we have got a few of our characters in sort of precarious positions where they're quite close to the edges of the board, and we'll see whether or not the Space Wolves can deal with them in response. Alrighty, Lockie, what's going on?
Ooh, baby, the Wolves are here. Oh! We're coming to now smash this kickback, which was pretty strong. There's not a lot of Guard left, so we're going to eat all these boys. So, quickly, starting right where I am, because it's nice and easy. We have a bit of an armoured contingent coming through the back here with our 2 Lance Beta Typhoons and our 2 Vindicators. A lot of the shooting's going to be eyeing off a lot of the big mech on this side, trying to slow the push out of the World Eaters. We have a Land Raider that's coming here, and a unit of 5 Terminators with the Rune Priest has disembarked. We have Bjorn, a Baby Dread, and a Contempt Dread that have also come out. We're eyeing off the characters because we have to go character hunting with those 2 Master of Executioners there. So we want to nuke them for those beautiful victory points. And then next to them is just a unit of Blood Claws that have come down on the side. So we're taking advantage of our adaptation to the Strat Reserve rule, being that if we're wholly within 6, we can come in as close as we want. In the middle, we have a unit of Inceptors that have popped down with their plasmas, eyeing off some tasty targets, maybe the Vindicator or popping another Rhino. And then right in the middle, we have a big old block of 10 Terminators teleporting right into the center of the battlefield, as they do, with a Wolf Lord with them. Coming over to the corner on yonder, we have a big old block of Wolfen that have just run in as fast as they can. They're as fast as those bikes, those Wolfen. They run pretty quick. So they're eyeing off the Mauler Fiend, and then another unit of Blood Claws there as well, looking to slow down those bikes with some Chainsword Dagger. In the middle here, we have 2 units of Blood Claws, one that has Ragnar Blackmane there. He is leading the front on that flank, looking to decapitate that Lord Discordant and unleash his little pet boy as well. Curling around to the side, we have another little bit of some extra Dagger with a Whirlwind and a Predator Annihilator. Also, a Rhino, and the Devastator squad has popped out. Probably to try and put a lot of damage into the Khitan right in front of it there. We need these big things gone. And then bringing up this side flank is the Wolf detachment of this company, I guess you could say. So big old block of Thunderwolf Cav with Canis Wolfbane leading that unit, along with a big old chunk of 2 units of Thunderwolves. Hopefully trying to not get totally eaten by the 8-pound. We have another Land Raider popping off with Niall Stormcaller with his bodyguard unit of 5 Terminators. And then the last bit of shooty range goodness. Funnily enough, this Space Wolf list also has a lot of guns as well. We have the Stormfang gunship, eyeing off some more vehicle damage. 2 Razorbacks in the bottom corner, with a little bit of the Primaris detachment, a unit of Hellblasters, and some Aggressors. Call has sent them out early to just a field test. See how they're going to do. So we're going to line up some targets and come back to you when we've killed some stuff.
Alright, Lucky. Pretty decent shooting phase there.
Yes, it was very nice. It was very nice. A lot of dead world eaters, so yay. So over here we had pretty much all of this take out the brass scorpion that had the last 6 wounds remaining. What else did we do? We shot some plink fire into this rhino. I think it was. We took a couple wounds off. These guys shot the predator over there, which we'll get to in a second, that also died. Moving over here, we had these las cannons and the hellblasters killed a forge fiend that was here. With the plink fire from the plas and the las cannons, we took out the predator at the front. Over at yonder, the Khitan is destroyed from the Bane Blade, the Predator Annihilator, and the Whirlwind, and the Devastator squads. That was pretty handy. The Lord Disco lost a bunch of wounds to some great handy bolt pistols. It's always really good when you get that plink fire down. And then over on this far side, I think we lost a bike or 2.
Yeah, I think it was 2 bikes.
Yeah.
It's worth noting these shooting phases take like 45 minutes to an hour.
They're very long.
By the time it's done, you're like, what did I do again?
Yeah. With a board this big, it is tough. But we have still one thing to shoot out on camera. So this brass scorpion is my Oath of Moment target, and we are going to shoot everything from the Stormfang gunship into
some spicy guns. He's got las cannons, he's got missiles, and he's got his big dick frost cannon.
Oh yeah. So we're going to start with 2 las cannon shots. Is Oath of Moment, so we're hitting on 3s. We're going to reroll that one. Cool, so 2 hits there. And then we're wounding on 4s.
I believe so, yep, 12.
We want to reroll those.
Yeah, thank God for Oath of Moment, eh?
Oh, look at that, really the same thing, so that doesn't go anywhere. We have the Storm Strike missile. 3 hits, strength 8, so 5s. Yep.
1 there.
Here's reroll.
Oh yeah, it's the Oath.
So there's 2.
Invulnerable saves.
Yep, that's 3 damage each.
So that takes 6.
Yep, and then the big old frost cannon. So this is D3 shots for 2.
Ooh, spicy.
All right, that's sustain hits D3, so we want 6s.
What do we got?
We got nothing. We're hitting on 3s. We're gonna, or do we fish? Do we fish? I think we fish. No, there we go. So sustain hits D3 for an extra 3. All right, so I want.
You need some more dice.
Need 2 more.
2 more.
So, one more. There we go. All right, so this is strength 11. So it's 5s.
Ooh,
re-rolling.
3 in there. That's pretty good. Pretty good start.
4. So we have 4 at neg 3. Damage 7.
Damage 7. Okay, cool. I may need to CP reroll one of these, but let's see what happens. So that would be 3 that would get through. How many wounds has he taken so far?
He's taken 6.
So that would be 27 wounds, so that would kill him. So let's CP reroll one of those. Nah, so he goes...
Oh, he goes down!
7 damage is brutal. Let's see if he explodes. No explosions.
That's super lame.
Alright, cool. So that's the end of the shooting phase. You've killed that brass scorpion. We'll remove that in a moment. Do you want to roll some charges for us?
Yes, let's do some spicy charges. So we'll start where you are right there. So Canis Wolfbane and the Thunderwolf Cav is going to the Berserker unit here with the character.
We have pre-measured that, and it's an 8-inch charge. Yes. So let's see what happens.
No, not on a 6. So we will spend a CP
into that one. Yep.
See if we can get it. Oh, it is a 6.
Yep. So that's an 8-inch charge.
Woo!
Old mate goes in.
To smash face.
Yep. What else have we got? We got these are pretty much automatic charges because you're so close.
We don't need any of those.
That's fine.
So coming over here, we need a 6-inch charge for Bjorn to get into this unit here.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we got it on a 7. That's great. This Dreadnought as well, we'll just go over here, is going to do the same. It also needed a 6. On a 6, perfect. And then this Terminator unit, we needed a 4. We get that one there as well. So
Good CP usage. You're making all your charges. What about this big Terminator brick in the middle?
oh, the big Terminator brick. What are we going to do?
They're fishing for a natural 9.
Yeah.
They didn't come on within 6 inches of a table edge. So
No.
what are we targeting?
Oh, I think we're just going to go for, I don't know, I think the Rhino right in the middle.
This Rhino here?
Yeah, I'm going to go right in and try and get stuck right in. So let's
Yep.
see what we can do here. Oh,
7. And we don't have any CP left.
They're stuck there waiting to die.
All right, cool. All right, guys, we'll resolve some combats off stage. We've got a couple charges to do over here as well, but we'll resolve some stuff off camera and we'll be right back.
Awesome.
Alrighty, Lucky. Space Wolf's fight phase.
It's frustrating.
Pretty spicy. So I've got a lot of fights first. So we've got a Master of Executions here and here. We've got a Master of Executions over here, and then the other ones are locked in this melee here. So basically, what that means. What does that mean, Lucky?
So it means that I just don't have a say in it, really. So unfortunately, well, right. So because the fact that we're using the heroic challenge stratagem as a free way of usage for free, the way we're going to do this is essentially showcase the character fights. Because it's directly related to the victory points and the mission and what we're doing.
And then we'll resolve the units themselves
After the fact. All right.
All right, so what we're going to do first is we've got this Master of Executions is going into that Librarian Terminator armor.
Yeah.
So he has 6 attacks. He gets all hits. No explodes though, because I did take sustained hits this turn in combat. And then we're going to go for the wounds. So he gets 1 devastating wound. And how many wounds have you got?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's 5.
And it'll be a 4-up invulnerable save.
Correct.
So I'm gonna fish. I'm gonna be greedy, and it doesn't pay off. So you've got 4 saves to make.
4.
And if you fail 2 of them, you die.
Damage what?
Damage 2.
You say 4 saves?
4 saves.
4 ups, right?
Yep. So you
failed
failed 3 of them. So that's that guy dead.
Ugh.
Now we tick over to, because he's in the same pool, so now Blackmane gets to fight the Lord Discordant.
Yeah, baby. I need more dice.
More dice?
More dice. I need 10 attacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
That's a lot of attacks.
10. All right. So yeah, he starts with 8 base, but because we've charged, we get +2. Hitting on 2s. That's full house. That's pretty good.
Spicy roll.
Not sustained hits 1.
You are wounding on 5s, however, because I have toughness 9 on the Disco Lord and you're strength 8.
Strength 8. So 5s, no rerolls.
That is
3. Neg 3, 2 damage.
So I believe the Disco Lord has an invulnerable save, probably a 5
5
up.
up, yeah.
So 1 gets through for 2 damage, so you done fucked up, son.
Yeah.
However, you will get to attack the rest of the unit before the Disco Lord makes his attacks.
That's correct, but we will be doing that later.
Yeah. So now we go over to the other guy. I need some dice.
Yes.
Please. 3 more.
3 more.
So this is the other Master of Executions into the Dreadnought. So hitting on 2s. So there's 1 sustained in there. I'm going to reroll these 2. Oh, that wasn't one of them. So I need 1 more dice. And then these are winning you on probably 5s.
Mm-hmm.
So no, there's 2 wounds there, and then I'm going to reroll these ones.
T9, Bjorn is.
Ooh, so there's 4 mortal wounds.
Which aren't mortals anymore.
Well, 4 damage that goes straight through your saves.
Yep, I have a feel no pain.
And then 3 saves to make.
So minus?
Minus 2.
Minus 2, so 4s. Which I pass.
Fucking 666. So you take 4 damage, but then you got your feel no pains.
5s. Which I pass
So he
2.
takes 2 damage.
So
that's quite disappointing. 2 more dice, please.
2 more dice.
And then so that was those 2 combats done.
Yep.
So we got a kill for the World Eaters there.
Yep.
No kill there. No kill down here. But then we've got this Master of Executions to old mate. So these are hitting you on 2s with rerolls. So I'm going to reroll that one. So just 5 hits. Then these are winning you on that'll be
T6.
So I think I'm strict 7, so 3s. But I'm going to reroll everything because I'm greedy and I want to get through that Storm Shield. So 2 that ignore your saves. 2 damage, and then 3 saves. So you got a 4 up invulnerable, or
He doesn't.
probably a 5 up? Yeah.
He has no invulnerable save.
Okay. Well,
Canis Wolfbane?
2 up armor though.
No.
3 up.
3 up armor.
All right. You got 3 5 up saves to make for me.
Ugh. Go 3 6s again. Nope. Oh, I made 1.
So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage.
Oh, he's exactly got 6 wounds.
Womp womp. So that is the Wolfborn dead. And now we will resolve the Disco Lord off camera because he might die.
Yep.
As a result of all of the attacks of the plebs.
And then we've got this one.
And then we've got, you can do him now if you want.
Let's do it. Beyond 6 attacks. I need 2 more dice, please. 2 more dice. Hitting on 2s. Great. 4 1s. Love it.
Fucking Jesus.
Lethal hit, so that's auto wounding, and then 2s to wound. Yep. So 2 at -2, 3 damage.
Okay, so I just need to pass one of these to live. I'm going to CP reroll 1 if I fail. AP2, did you say?
Yeah.
So 5 ups. He lives anyway, so he
takes 0.
damage. And now he already fought, so yeah, so we've had both of them fought. He's fought. That's all the characters done. We'll resolve the rest. We'll see how we go.
That was bad.
Alrighty, Lucky. 5 phase. What's the deal, Yo-Yo?
No, it's okay. It's all right. So, as you saw, we didn't get the exact points that we wanted here. However, our units were able to clean up everything else. Now, because the Master of Executions weren't killed by characters, didn't score those points, but it's okay. Over here, the unit, the Terminators, pretty much entirely with some added help from the Wolves, took out the 8-bound. We traded, I think we lost 3 Thunderwolf Cav, and then I think you lost about 5 Berserkers there.
I think 6 Berserkers, something like that, yep.
Yep. Over there, Ragnar and his unit. The unit was able to, with some hot rolling, spike and take out Lord Disco before he could clap back and kill anything, which was good. Again, didn't get points there, but we've still got characters on the board, so that's still a positive. And then down here, the Wolf, it's hard.
Wolfen are bad.
Wolfen are really bad. Losing Thunderhammers and all the Frost Axes and stuff, they don't have a good profile. So we went in and I think we plinked off like 3 wounds.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
Off the Mauler Fiend.
I was thinking it was 4, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he killed, what, 3 or 4 back.
And they're only 2 wounds. I don't know why they're not 3. Yep. So it's
killed a couple of bikes there with the guys.
With the Grey Claws.
There was the Lehman Russ that was still engaged in combat with that Contemptor is now gone.
Got nuked.
So what's the score? What's the scoreboard at?
So the current score is 3v2.
Yes, because I got 1 in the first turn.
Yep.
And then I got 1 there.
1 there.
And 1
and then
here.
1 there.
So I got that's my 3 VP from killing characters. However, you killed a character over there.
There. And then I killed...
And then somewhere else.
Where did I kill the other character? Oh. No.
Maybe it's 3v1.
Maybe it's 3v1. No, that's right, because when we lost...
Because you lost him,
I lost the unit is what killed him. Yeah, that's right. So it's 3v1. I think we still have 4 characters left each.
Yeah.
So uphill battle for the Space Wolves.
Well, Khan's about to come out and join the party, so we'll see how that goes.
Ugh,
he doesn't have all his fights first, though, so at least you get to retaliate.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
All right, Dean, how did you go?
So turn 2, movement. So we're in a pretty strong position, as you can see. We've this Kaitan's moved up. He's going to blap some tanks. This Lord of Skull's going to come get stuck into this Land Raider. We've got a unit of Khorne Berserkers jumped out here to engage with these Terminators and Dreadnoughts and whatnot. We've got these tanks that just moved up to get their firing lanes down. Khan the Betrayer, the man himself, has disembarked from his Land Raider and he's going to go in and hunt down some Terminators. He's got that 3 damage, perfect profile for killing those Terminators, so it should be fun. Forge Fiends and Land Raider and Predator have all moved into firing positions so that they can pop into some of these mech along this side. Then we go into here. So Master of Execution, he stayed engaged in combat because he has fights first. He's going to be able to strike before these Thunderwolves and hopefully clear them off. This Lord of Skulls, the big man himself, has come to take out this heavy threat. The 8-bound here have moved in. They're going to go for these guys and try to finish off this tank. And then we've got the 2 units of Berserkers there that were previously engaged with Bulgren, have killed the Bulgren, and they're now hunting down Ragnar. So that Master of Executions is going in for another kill. Then finally, over on that side, the Mauler Fiends have turned around to deal with the stuff that's come out of the drop pod there, and a unit of 8-bound have dropped out, and you're going to go for those Wolfen. However, we have looked on the horizon, and we've seen some titanic shadows emerging. So we'll see. It may look like it's all over now, but who knows, when these Apocalypse games start popping off, you never know. We are going to go into some shooting now. We're going to shoot, this Lord of Skulls is going to shoot everything he's got into the Baneblade there. So he's got D6 shots on his Skull Hurler for 2 shots. I'm actually going to CP reroll that, because why not? So 3 shots, hitting on 3s. So 2 hits, winning on 3s for 1 wound, which is AP4, so it goes straight through. You get a 6-up save. Nope. So that's D6 plus 2 for 6 damage. He's got 2d6 shots on his other one. Oh, Jesus. So that's 5, so 6 there, 6 there. These are hitting you on 3s. Not too shabby. And then winning on 3s. And then against these you will get a 5-up save. So that's another 12. Plus the shots, whatever it was, damage you took before. So not enough to pop you, but it's softened you up so that when he goes in with that big 8 damage cleaver, he's very likely to pop that tank. We'll resolve the rest of the shooting now off camera because there's a billion las cannons to resolve, and ectoplasma cannons and vindicator cannons and all kinds of stuff. So we'll resolve all of that, and then we'll get back to you with a summary on the shooting phase.
All right, Dean, how was your shooting phase?
Pretty good, pretty solid. So starting over this side, we had combined shooting from the Chiton, the Lord of Skulls, Land Raiders. We basically killed the 2 speeders and a Vindicator and did some chip damage into the Terminators in the middle of the table just to soften them up for Khan. So that's the shooting on this side of the table. There's a lot of combat, so not a massive amount of shooting to happen. Then on this side, combination of 3 Land Raiders, a Predator, and the 2 remaining Forge Fiends was able to kill the Flyer, the Stormfang or whatever it's called, and also kill the Hellblasters and the Aggressors that were tucked down here.
Yep.
So we've done a fair bit of shooting over on this side as well. I'm a little concerned about this little nugget of Dreadnoughts over here because I don't have any real combat to push back on them. But it is what it is, and I'm pretty sure we're going to push pretty much everything on that side of the table off.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
So I'm happy to sort of sacrifice this flank for one more turn, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, so we're going to roll some charges now, I guess. Is there any interesting charges worth doing on camera? Not really. That's automatic.
Khan's pretty much automatic.
Khan's automatic. I think they're all pretty much automatic charges. So we'll get into the combats, and then we'll hit you guys back in a sec.
Alrighty, Dean, charges.
So
Combat, let's do it.
We've resolved some combats, and many skulls have been claimed on this day. Berserkers went in here, killed those remaining Terminators. Then we had, over here, we had the Master of Executions and his boys finished off the remaining Thunderwolves. The Lord of Skulls sent that Baneblade packing. It's off into space, it's dead. The 8-bound killed the remaining Russ and the Marines that were there. We had a heroic challenge there where one of those Master of Executions killed Ragnar, and then between the other Master of Executions and all of those Berserkers, we cleaned that whole side of the board up.
Oh yeah.
We had the 8-bound up the back there. They killed the Wolfen, and between the Mauler Fiends, we killed the rest of those Blood Claws. But the one that we wanted to resolve for you guys on camera was Khan the Betrayer into the Wolf Lord. Which one's the Wolf Lord?
That one. No, the one you just had.
This guy? He looks Wolf Lordy. Yeah. There you go. Those two are going to get stuck into each other. So, we've got a heroic challenge here, and I have spent 1 command point which is going to give Khan +1 to wound. So now he's going to be wounding on 2s and hitting on 2s with reroll 1s to hit and to wound. And my blessings of the corn, I got sustained hits. So he's going to get exploding 6s as well. So let's see what kind of damage he does. Hitting on 2s with rerolls, and I don't need to reroll any of those because they're all good. But I do need 2 more dice for these 2 sustained hits. Bop, bop. So 9 attacks, 11 hits. Now he's winning on 2s with reroll 1s. Again, didn't roll any 1s. So if you would like to do the honors, these are on your invulnerable saves. So that's it's 4 up invulnerable save, right?
Yeah. So
dead plus 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Terminators dead as well, just from Khan.
Well, it's just going into the character, right?
Well, it spills over. So
does it?
Yeah, because you allocate them one at a time. So you go, cool, I've hit you this many times, wounded you this many times. You fail save, character dead, then you start taking them on the rest of the
All right, because I always thought the heroic thing was just only on the character.
Yeah, no, it spills over.
Oof.
Most characters don't have sufficient attacks to spill over and wipe out an entire squad, but Khan is a different beast. So there's another heroic challenge point, so that gives me an additional 2. So I believe that puts me on 5 to your 1. However, we've got some big knights coming in, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I can see the tremor in the ground of the Titanic feet approaching. So we'll resolve the rest of these berserkers fighting in a moment, and then we'll get back with the Imperium's response in turn 3. All right, Lockie, we're into battle round 3. Hit us up with your movement.
I'm going to try and we have some help. We needed it. We needed it. There was a lot of red on the table. So as Dean was saying previously, the knight contingent of House Gebunden is here to smash some stuff. So we'll just run over the knights coming in off the field. We have a knight, a Cerastus Lancer coming in on this flank. Beautiful here. We're basically eyeing up this mode of vehicles. Essentially, I'm still character hunting, so position the knights as best as I can to mop up characters. Over that side, we have the Knight Atropos, who's also coming in. He's eyeing off the Master of Executions, the one that's done hella work in this whole game. And then moving towards the back, we have 2 Acherons that have come off the sides, eyeing up both of those Master of Executions in both of those Khorne Berserker squads. So coming back around here, Land Raider has just stayed still. Bjorn and his Dreadnought Talon have eyed up this character.
The Master Executions there as well,
in there. The unit of Blood Claws has just come around the side too, just to mop up whatever we can if we need be. Razorbacks have stayed still. Land Raiders stayed still. The Terminators and the Wolves have just moved over just in case the Atropos can't do it, but I reckon it definitely can do it. So that's how we've moved. That's what we're doing. Let's get into some shooting in a second.
Alrighty, Space Wolves, turn 3 shooting phase.
Woo.
How'd we go?
All right, we killed a bunch, which is pretty good. So we had this Land Raider, all the shooting here, and these 2 Razorbacks took out Vindicator here and Land Raider there. Then over on the far side, the Atropos, the Devastator Squad, the Predator, and the Whirlwind all took out the Lord of Skulls. Both Acherons at the back there took out about 4 8-bound. I didn't really want to shoot any Khorne Berserkers because I don't want the Blood Surge moving, and on the off chance, especially over there, if I spike, I want to make sure I kill those characters in combat for the VP. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what we've shot. So
do we have any charge rolls worth doing on camera? Maybe the Lancer over there?
Yeah, so the Lancer's going to charge here into these, this. I'm going to charge this. On a 5.
Probably not going to do it. You want to CP reroll that?
Probably not, because what I do want is I want to make sure that this charge here happens. Give me that tape. That will help.
Yeah, that's probably a more important charge, right?
Because I need the VPs here.
So you need to roll a 7 to make that.
7 there. So let's do this one here. Nope.
Ooh, good thing you made that call.
Hey, there we go.
8.
Cool.
So cool. So that one makes it in. Lancer failed. These guys are pretty much automatically going to make their charge.
They're going to make.
They're all going to make their charges automatically.
So that's it. We'll.
Yeah. Unless you want to roll. Did these Terminators want to charge that Predator? Was that a thing?
Yep.
Probably looking for like a 5 there.
6.
5.
Okay.
Alright, cool. Not the most successful charge phase, but let's see if you make it up in the fight phase, because I get the distinct feeling he is going to send that character to the frickin' moon.
Yes, 100%.
Send him back to the warp.
That's hopefully.
Alright, we'll be back. Alrighty, Lucky. Bloody melee phase.
Yeah, it was good.
Where are we at?
I mean, we expected it, so it was pretty tasty. So pretty much the 2 Acherons did exactly what they were expected, bringing in with their big 12 attacks, strength 9, nuking both Master Executions each, and taking out a bunch of Berserkers with them as well. And then the Atspots over here just stomped that whole unit, as you would expect, because you'd hope so. You'd really hope that a knight can kill 5 guys.
Turns out fighting first isn't that valuable when you have a 2 damage weapon and your target has 24 wounds.
Yeah.
We have saved this combat, however, for you guys, because we're going to resolve that one on camera, because I think that one's actually interesting.
Yep. So Bjorn's got 7 wounds left, so there is a world where the Master of Executions does pop him. Yep.
So we've got 6 attacks here. So we are, and he's going in with sustained hits, so hitting on 2s. So I'm going to re-roll that one hit because it's into a character, into another fail. But we did get 2 sustains. And we have spent the CP to get +1 to wound here.
Yep.
But we are still looking for the 6s, because you've got an invulnerable save as well, so...
I do not.
But I'm only AP2, so you're going to get a good save anyway, so there's a couple 6s in there, so that's going to be... Well, there's 3 6s in there. Jesus. And then we got reroll wounds on these. Alright, cool. So they're going to be wounding you on 3s. 4s, sorry, yep. So you got 2 saves to make.
Yep. So these are 4s. Yo!
Okay, so that'll be 6 damage, but then you get your Feel No Pains. So not enough.
And it takes 3. 4.
Takes 4.
3 wounds left.
And Lockie did something real smart here, where he's piled in with he's charged in with these blood claws in such a way that only a couple of these guys are going to be able to allocate attacks onto Bjorn. Most of them are going to be forced, because they can't pile in because they're within base contact, to allocate their attacks elsewhere. So I think we've got 2 Berserkers in there. They're not going to do the remaining, 3 wounds to Bjorn or whatever it is. So that's spicy. So now do you want to roll Bjorn into my Master Executions and see...
Also have
what you can do?
6 attacks. Ooh. So 6 attacks hitting on 2s, lethal hits. Okay. Alright, strength 12, so 2s.
So that's 4 AP.
AP2, 3 damage.
So these will be 5 ups. I'll CP reroll one of these if I fail.
Okay, no.
So he takes, 3 damage? Yeah. So that Master of Executions... I mean, you do have... the other guys in that unit are not characters, correct?
The same rinse and repeat as last time.
So, you probably are not going to be able to kill that character. Interesting.
Dang.
Alright, cool. So we'll resolve the rest of that combat, because there's a bunch of Berserkers attacking and Blood Claws attacking, and Chainsword on Chainsword action.
Yeah, we'll score count now. That'll be +3 for me. So
that'll put you on 4 to my 5.
Yep.
And then we'll tick over into my turn 3.
Yes. Alrighty, Dean. What'd your movement phase do?
Movement phase, basically pursuing these characters is the goal. And now we've got a bunch of big knights as characters. We've also got Murderfang and Nyal over here. So that's our basic plan. So what I want to do is simultaneously hunt the characters myself, but run away from his characters so that they can't hunt me. So we've positioned all of our guns so that they can all see this Lancer. The plan is going to be to shoot the shit out of it, but not kill it in shooting. And then Khan is going to go in for the glory and finish it off in melee, which will score me 1 victory point there. We've also got Murderfang here. Now, one of the things that we forgot, Bjorn, sorry. One of the things that we forgot was that he actually has half damage as an ability. So we were just doing 2 damage attacks with the Master of Executions, but they're actually only 1. And with that being said, there's no way that Master of Executions wins that fight. So this Lord of Skulls has moved up. He's going to come in and punk that in the back and hopefully save that Master of Execution's life and prevent the victory point getting scored for the Space Wolves. Other than that, we've had the Mauler Fiends and the 8-bound. They've moved up this way. They're hoping to sort of gum up these Asherons so that they can't hunt my characters down any further. I'm currently in the lead with victory points, so we just need to maintain that and not give up our characters for no reason. So we're going to go into some shooting phase now. We've got the Lord of Skulls here. He's going to do his Skull Hurler into this guy and his Demon God Cannon into like one of the dreads. Skull Hurler, D6 shots with the blast. 6 shots. He's hitting this thing on 3s. So 4 hits. He'll be wounded on 3s.
Strength
14.
Oh wow, yep.
So that's 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
You got what, 4 up in vulnerable save and shooting?
Yes, just in general.
So 1 gets through for D6 plus 2 damage for 8 damage. So that's a nice start to the shooting with the Lord of Skulls. I'll do his Demon Gore Cannon into this guy. 2d6 shots for 7. 7 dice over here. He'll be hitting you on 3s. Winning you on 2s probably. No, maybe 3s I'd assume.
Yep.
AP 3.
AP3, so 5s.
So that's 9 damage.
No, that just dies.
So that's that gone. And then while we're here, let's just do a few las cannons. So each Land Raider's got 4 las cannon shots, so we'll just do this one first. Hitting on 3s. Winning on 4s. So 1 wound there.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Save.
Second Land Raider, same thing into this guy. Everything hits. 2 wounds.
Yep.
Get through for 2d6. Oof, so it's 12, 13, 14. And he'd taken...
He's got 3 left.
7, so he's got 3 left.
Yeah.
And now, we're going to stop shooting. Because Khan does 3 damage in melee, so now Khan just needs to get 1 through to pop him. And that's 2 Land Raiders shot. So now we'll resolve the rest off camera. I just wanted to sort of show that strategy, because now the rest of them are going to shoot into the other mech, the other knights that are running around the board. And we'll be right back.
Bye.
We resolved the rest of the shooting, and basically we got that...
Acheron.
No, that's the Acheron.
Oh, Atropos.
Atropos. This is so hard. We got the Atropos down to only 8 wounds remaining, so we did some pretty good damage there. We also killed a Dreadnought. We killed a few bits and pieces around the place, but nothing too major. And now we're going to go into the charge phase. And basically, I took, from my Blessings of Khorne, I took +2 move and advance and charge, which has given Khan's unit the ability to get from wherever they were over here, like 14 inches worth of movement, essentially, with a stratagem for an automatic 6 on the advance. And now we're going to go in for a charge. So we're looking at needing to roll...
7?
We are within 6 inches of you, so we need to roll a 6, and I do have CP for a reroll here, so let's roll a charge. We rolled a 6 on the nose anyway, so that's just enough to get Khan and his unit in. However, it needs to be Khan that does the killing, so I need to move in such a way that Khan can get his pile into there. Now let's just roll Khan out, because that's the spicy thing. We'll do the rest of the combats in a moment, but Khan is the spicy boy. He's got 9 attacks on the charge. I will spend 1 CP here to get +1 to wound, because he's going into a big mech, so why not? So he'll be hitting on 2s with rerolls. No need for the rerolls. However, I didn't get any sustained, which is this. Actually, I don't have sustained this turn. So that's perfectly sequenced. Now he will be wounding you. He's strength 7, so he would be winning on 5s. But he goes down to winning on 4s for the stratagem. And he does have reroll 1s to wound. Oof, he's going in hard. And then you have a 4 up in vulnerable save, correct?
Correct.
I'm guessing you're going to CP one of these if you fail.
Maybe. We'll see how many I fail.
You actually...
Oh my god, I passed
passed.
all of them!
Wow. That's 7 out of 7. Jesus.
Oh, Khan, not that strong today,
Yeah.
boys and girls.
Interestingly, now those berserkers are probably going to get it done, and they're going to steal Khan's kill, and he's going to be pissed.
Does then he just then goes and kills the whole unit after that, right?
You'd think so.
Yeah.
He's not going to be okay with that at all. Wow, that was spicy. So we'll resolve the rest of this stuff off camera, and we'll hit you back in a minute.
Nice.
Alright, guys. So you saw the epic whiff of Khan the Betrayer failing to get through that shield. We did have some other combats that I'll touch on in a moment. So we had the 8-bound over there using that same advance and charge, went in, and between them and those Khorne Berserkers, they took one of those Acheron down, which was pretty spicy. With that Acheron there, cleaned up those last remaining Berserkers, but we did a couple wounds to him.
Yep.
We had these 2 remaining 8-bound, and the Venom Crawler went in and killed the Devastators. And that pretty much sums up the fight. So there's this fight over here, the Lord of Skulls, he killed Bjorn, so that Bjorn couldn't then get a character assassination. However, we fought with all of these Berserkers. We had +1 to wound from the stratagem that I used on Khan. We also were rerolling ones to hit and wound. But we only managed to do 2 unsaved wounds to this guy. They're all of the heavy chain axes, they all just missed.
Yep.
We'll have lots of 2s on the dice rolls, and I'm like, I would have rathered 1s because then I get to re-roll them. So I'm a little nervous, guys. I'm a little nervous here. I get the feeling that Khan is about to get mightily skewered.
Well, we can only hope, right?
Yes, so we're doing Lancer now, fighting back into Khan.
Yep.
Lockie's got some dice handy there.
All right, so we're going to do the big sweep. So 10 attacks, hitting on 4s because of the -1. Look, it's not great. All right, it's not great. This is really hard to do when you're...
It's hard to camera and...
yeah, to camera and thing. So we dropped a lot, and then we're strength 10, so 2s.
Yep.
So that's 4 at -2, flat 3.
So I do have a 4-up invulnerable save, although if 2 of these get through, I'll die. And on maths, you should do 2. I do believe I still have a CP this phase that I haven't used yet. So I'll re-roll 1 if I have to. But I don't have to. Only 1 failed, so I'm going to be a dick and re-roll it anyway. So no damage. So Khan, one of the most savage, insane murderers in the galaxy, didn't do any damage. And then this giant fucking knight with a spear bigger than Khan also didn't do any damage.
Super weird.
Welcome to 10th edition. So that's interesting. That combat's going to be ongoing. But now we're going to tick over into the Imperial turn 4.
Ooh.
Alrighty, Imperial turn 4.
Okay. All right. We can't really do much. We don't have much left. So obviously we're locked in combat here with the Lancer. With Khan, we can't do much. All the tanks on the far side are just eyeing up these Forge Fiends. We want to get rid of some of the Dakka left in the World Eater's fleet. The Terminators have just come up real close to get eye off this Predator. These Doggos have just moved. They've just moved. Natchpros has come around, eyeing up this Land Raider, and then finally this Atropos here, this Acheron in the middle is moving around. We've got to take out those 8-bound. They're the last bit of 8-bound that are left on the board, I think, and they can punch. They can punch. So we need to get rid of them as best as we can, and we think we can. So we'll finalize some shooting and then see you in the next bit.
Alrighty, shooting phase.
We had a good one. It was good. It was tasty. It's tasty. So, with some blink fire from Terminators and other bits and pieces, plus all the lads here, we will manage to kill both of the Forge Fiends.
Yes.
It's very hot. It's very nice. The Atropos nuked a Rhino back here. It was also really good. And then the Acheron in the middle flamed those 3 remaining Berserkers right in front of him, just hosing down Promethium bringing the light of the Holy Emperor on these God Forbidden heretics. It's awesome. And then the Lancer just managed to stab, electrode, I think like 4 of them or something like that.
His shooting attack wasn't trash.
It's not bad, it's not bad. So that's all we have for shooting, but we're going to do some charge phases, some charges, or one key charge. These dice. So, the Acheron into the 8 bound.
We figured you needed to roll a 5.
We need a 5. And we got a 6.
So, sweet.
Super awesome. And then whilst we, at the moment of our successful charge, we're going to proc tank shock. So, we're at strength 14. Sweet. So
16 dice.
16 dice.
You want to just do 8 twice, or?
Well, let's do 8 twice. Why not? 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's do 8 twice. Right, so we need 5s.
So that's 3 so far.
3. So we just need another 3.
2 more.
So 5 mortal wounds.
5 mortal wounds. So it's going to kill one and hurt another. And then we'll resolve that fight in a moment. You want to charge this Atropos. I think you roll like a 3.
4. Oh, look at that. We've got 12.
Big boxcars.
You can just run over here.
Yep. He's just going to go right around there somewhere.
Get right behind.
That charge was an auto.
Yep.
They're not going to charge. One thing we will do while we've still got the camera out before we tick over to the next thing is if you could hand me 9 dice.
Oh, we're doing it right now?
We're doing it now. Khan.
8 dice, right?
Yes, correct. I did not charge this turn. Whoop. Alright, so.
This is here.
This is the Khan the Betrayer is going to finish this single wound on this Lancer. I'm going to spend a CP to get +1 to wound here just because I don't want to be, wrecked by the dice.
Okay.
So we're hitting on 2s with rerolls. Everything hits. If only I had sustained hits. And then he's winning you on 4s with reroll 1s. Which is, thank God, because there's a bunch of 3s in there. So you've got 4 saves to make. Oh, even with a CP reroll,
yeah, damn.
you failed 2 of them. So Khan finally pops.
Does it explode?
Does it explode?
No.
No.
Damn.
All right, so we finally got that Lancer. It took Khan a couple of goes, but he knocked it off the edge of the earth. So that
well done, old boy.
Is another victory point for the World Eaters.
Yes, it is.
We'll resolve some of these fights. I think what's basically going to happen is there's going to be some exploding vehicles over here and some 8-bound die.
Yeah.
But I think your ability to get those character kills is quite limited at this stage. So
that's probably going to be my max score, but
yeah.
we'll see how we get to when we've rounded this out.
Alright, Lockie, hit us with a summary of the Imperial turn 4.
What happened here? It was so in my favor. The best roll ever. I just wanted him to die. Anyway, I almost kind of over spilt milk. Land Raider got pwned by Atropos' las cutter. Just imagine that thing just literally just cut it in half. It's absolutely amazing. The Termies did bulk work into the Predator, nuked that as well. We whiffed a little bit with the 8-bound. I rolled a lot of 1s and 2s, unfortunately, but we still took out 5 out of the however many there were.
4 out of the 6.
4 out of the 6. So yeah, it is what it is. So they're not going to nuke me now. Although I can't score anything else really. So with all the DACA that Dean still has and the World Eaters still have, we probably won't have much left.
Yep.
So we might need some help. We might need some help.
All right, well, let's jump into my turn 4.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys, help has arrived. Unfortunately, it's not the help that the Imperium was asking for. As you can see, a giant cohort of demons has arrived. Essentially, when Khan killed that Lancer, ripped its pilot out, ripped his head off, Khan let out an epic bellow to the warp and has brought forth Angron and his legions of demons to spill blood on this battlefield of Armageddon. Basically, he's declared victory with the World Eaters slayed more characters than the Space Wolves did, and that has given Khorne a hard-on. Khorne is keen to go in and finish the job. So this is all the stuff you're going to see in the next installment. We've got a bunch of flesh hounds down here by the dozens. There's tons of flesh hounds. We've got blood letters along the front here. We've got scar brands here. There's a whole ton of bloodthirsters. There's like 7 bloodthirsters. There's Angron. We've got soul grinders. We've got Angrath, the mighty demon himself. We've also got a bunch of blood crushers all along the front there, and there's plenty more demons that are going to come out in this epic sort of final single battle, which is going to include some Grey Knights maybe. We'll see what the Imperium can do in response, but that rounds out this video. So we're going to flick it over the camera now, and we're going to hit you guys with a summary, our highlights, and that sort of thing. Alrighty guys, so there we have the second battle for the first War of Armageddon, a blood-soaked conflict between the Space Wolves and the World Eaters to determine which one has the martial prowess to win those duels.
Okay.
And yeah, it was the World Eaters. It was a fun kit. What were some highlights for the game for you?
I mean, look, for me, I think rolling 7 4-ups to save a Night Lancer from Khan is pretty baller.
Yeah,
like
that
was awesome.
I went to all the effort of chipping it down to specifically 3 wounds left, and then it's just whiffed.
So that was awesome. And then, funnily enough, it's actually something for you, but realizing how much damage 6 8-bound can actually do.
Yeah. If you put the strats into them and you can send them in, they can punch pretty hard. They got a lot of attacks.
Yeah, that was super cool. And also the Brass Scorpion dying to that damage 7 Frost Cannon.
That Frost Cannon's insane.
Yeah, it's super good.
Yeah. Once again, the World Eaters shooting was pretty savage. I think when you've got this many Land Raiders, it's reasonable to expect you're going to do some serious shooting damage.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm really excited to get this, this campaign continuing. And I hope you guys are enjoying what we've got going on so far. This is the part 2. There's going to be another installment, and then a final installment, which is going to be a big 4-way battle between all of the factions. So
it's epic.
Really excited.
Essentially, it's a 3-on-1.
Yeah, essentially. Well, yeah. So, Risky Rollers, you've come on as a guest. I very much appreciate your time and your help with this. Is there anything you want to talk about in terms of upcoming activity or content that you're working on?
Yeah, man, there's a lot actually. So we still stream every Tuesday and Thursday each week, trying to showcase the new content that Games Workshop is releasing, in not only just in a competitive format, but also in a varied format. Yep. But also we have events coming up. There's one on October the 21st, another RTT. So be sure to check that out. Check out our Facebook page, Risky Rollers Facebook event page. Join our Discord, all that sort of stuff. We are also moving into streaming events. So that's a new venture that we're trying to get into.
Very exciting.
We're going to starting with our events. So we're going to be streaming our events in a different way. So we're trying to design the product so it'll be something quite unique that I don't think anyone's really done in the way that we kind of want to do it. So at least to the standard at which we want to do it.
Yeah. So Risky Rollers put on some absolutely fantastic local events here in Melbourne, but they also have a YouTube channel which has some Ripper battle reports and that sort of stuff on it. So definitely check them out. I'll fill the description below with all the links and all that good shit.
And thanks for having me on, man.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Super awesome. It's always a fun time with you, mate.
And yeah, this is not the last we've seen of Lockie. He's going to be back on for the grand finale when we have the big 4-way battle. So we'll hit you guys.
I love a big 4-way.
And as always, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, all that good shit. You know what to do. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
See ya.
Walk for the Blood God.
The Warhammer community suffers from some of the most prohibitively expensive essentials in the world, especially Australian content creators. Every single day, Dean wants to create content, but he can't. Suffering from old, worn-out brushes, expensive model kits, and costly software and equipment he can't endure much longer. Just look at this dirty paint water. Would you drink this? Would you let your child? Even a small monthly donation can help provide Dean with clean paint water, basic tools for survival, and access to life-saving information and education. So please, follow the links in the description below and find out how you can sponsor a mad cunt like Dean today and end the suffering. Suffering that is cruel, unsustainable, and your fault.